Hey everyone, it's Fantayzia. So today we're going to be going over differences between inZOI and The Sims 4. I have a list here of 10 different things. Some of them do have multiple things within them that we're going to be chatting about. So there has been so much hype about inZOI and I can't contain myself. I literally have another video planned that I want to do soon, but it's going to take me some time to gather all the information. I just feel like with these early videos coming out and everything, there was a second round of early access, and let me tell you guys, I'm so filled with joy when I watch them all. I am so excited. I'm so ready for inZOI. I cannot wait even for the character creation demo, which is just a couple days away, the 21st. If you guys don't know, we're going to be able to have the character creation demo for free from the 21st till the 26th. Definitely jump on that, you guys. It's going to be totally free for a limited time. You're going to be able to create as many ZOIs as you'd like, and you're also going to be able to upload them to Canvas, which is essentially like the Sims 4 gallery. So I can't wait. During those days, I am going to try to create as many ZOIs as I can, and I'm definitely going to be having my first reaction with you guys. So that'll be fun, but let's go ahead and get into my list. So the very first big difference is the fact that inZOI is open world, and it's open world in the best way possible, in my opinion. From what I've been seeing in the early videos and also trailers, stuff like that, it just looks beautiful. It's seamless. Oh my god, dream come true. The Sims 3 was open world and it was great, but it had a lot of flaws. And I feel like with inZOI, all of that is kind of corrected. I just think it feels so immersive and I love that so much. So of course with The Sims 4, huge difference there. It's completely closed world. We do have open neighborhoods, but even when you go ahead and click on another lot that you want to go in, you will be, given a loading screen. So that's a huge thing. And I think a lot of players are going to be so happy with this because I think it was something people really wanted for The Sims 4 and they were hoping that they were going to improve on the open world and kind of fix the things that were messed up with The Sims 3 open world, but then instead they kind of reverted backwards. So I think with inZOI, this is going to be such a great experience for so many players. The next thing is drivable cars, and not just drivable cars. We are literally going to be able to even go in first person mode if we want and drive the cars, or you can just drive the car as normal, you're looking down at the road and all your surroundings, right? But you can use the WASD keys to drive, and you have to stop at the red lights. There's going to be road signs everywhere. You're going to have to watch out for other people, other cars, and it's a whole experience. It's not just oh, we can get in the car and follow them, because that's what we could do in The Sims 3. No, this is a whole in-depth experience. There's a lot of games out there where you can drive the cars, like GTA. I'm going to use that as an example. I feel like that's the most comparable, but I was just so blown away. I did see the driving of the cars in Ocean Sims video, so definitely go and check out her gameplay video. She's doing a little let's play, and oh my god, I have to say, out of all the videos I've seen so far, hers got me the most excited, and she's going to be having more. So please, please, please go give her the love and support. When I see these videos, I get this excitement level, when The Sims first dropped, going to the store and grabbing the pack, or oh my god, I just it gives me all of those feelings back, and I cannot tell you guys how long I've just been dying for this feeling to happen again. So the next thing is color wheel and also full customization. So not only are we getting a color wheel with inZOI, it's so much more than that. Of course, you can go in and change all the colors of things how you want to, even in build mode, you're going to be able to change everything. But there's also full customization in terms of the hair. You can change, different streaks. There's just so many options with the hair. It's not just one part of the hair, you can put a little streaks in it. No, it's you can change every little piece of the hair. If you've seen videos, you know what I mean. You can put different colors in different areas, highlights in different areas. It's just so cool. You can even change the length of the hair, which is just wild. And I just never would have expected that, that amount of customization. You can also put patterns onto things, and you can even import pictures to put onto things. It is just so cool. The customization is wild. There's even more than that. I could talk about it forever. Of course, with The Sims 4, we don't really have that. The customization is very limited. We have some color swatches we can choose from. And then of course with the skin tones, we do have more options now. And then there's a slider and you can kind of change things. But in inZOI, you can go in, pick one of these swatches, but then you can entirely change it. To whatever you want, and you can kind of do that with everything. It's so cool to see. So number 4 is realistic graphics. Of course, this is kind of just obvious. very, very different art style than The Sims 4, so it's definitely a huge difference, so I wanted to include it. The Sims 4 is very cartoony, nothing wrong with that. I do want to note that I'm pointing out differences. It doesn't necessarily mean all these differences are like good and bad, right? It's just like it's not like, oh my god, everything with inZOI is good and everything with The Sims 4 is bad. No, like I've been playing The Sims 4 since it released. I've been playing The Sims since I was a little girl, so like, you know, it's not, I'm not trying to have this be like a negative comparison or anything, but of course there is things with inZOI that are what people have been wanting from The Sims 4 for a long time. You know, there's no denying that. So the realistic graphics, some people will prefer cartoony, some people will prefer realistic, but it is definitely a huge difference within The Sims 4 and inZOI. The Sims 4 went for the more cartoony art style, you know. You can make it more realistic to an extent with Alpha CC, but sometimes, you know, that won't work out even if you're trying to do that because the whole surroundings, the world, everything is very cartoony. I think it works for The Sims 4, but a lot of people, you know, were hoping they'd go in a more realistic route after The Sims 3 because it seemed like they were trying to like push that, right? There was more realistic eyelashes, the hair was more realistic, and then again, they kind of reverted. But I do think The Sims 4 looks a lot better than The Sims 3, to be honest. However, inZOI has went for the realistic route and they did it in such a beautiful way. I think it looks stunning. Not creepy at all. I'm obsessed with all of it. Like oh my goodness. I was watching some videos as I've been saying and I was just like, oh my goodness, I'm literally going to fall in love with every character I create to a whole different level because we're going to be able to have such accuracy. Like, you know, if we want to like replicate something, and I just feel like we're going to be able to really go in and make every little detail and just feel this huge connection to our Zois. So, and not only that, the world, oh my goodness. Again, mentioning Ocean's video here again, she went to the beach and let me just say, please go watch it. I was like, I feel like I'm at the beach right now. I'm sitting there feeling like that. Like the sound effects, the way the water was moving, it looked real. And like, it also ran beautifully, which just makes me so happy. Of course, you're gonna have to make sure you have a computer that can handle it. But if you do, it runs amazingly from what I've been seeing. And, you know, in these early versions, it wasn't even fully optimized yet. Number 5 is in-depth personalities. So when I say this, the whole traits system works a lot differently than The Sims 4. So this is something I wanted to point out. In The Sims 4, you can choose 3 traits, and then of course you have your aspiration. In inZOI, you choose basically 1 personality. And within that, it's like you're given multiple traits, kind of. There is some pictures over on the Steam page where you can kind of grasp the idea of this better. But basically, like, you know, if you choose 1 trait, it's going to tell you different things they enjoy from that, what they're most likely going to be into, what, like, you know, it's like having a bunch of traits within 1 trait. You know, and I love that. And then there'll also be a feature where you can kind of choose like their life path, which is similar, I guess, to aspirations in The Sims 4. So I love what they did with this. I think it's great. I think it's a great difference from what we're used to. So number 6 is edit worlds within 1 click. So this is something else that's very different with The Sims 4. In The Sims 4, you're kind of just given the world how it is. You can't change things. Of course, you can do builds and stuff like that, but you can't go and like, you know, change a random tree that's like on the street or something, or you know what I mean? So with inZOI, you can edit everything. You can go to the world edit view or whatever. You have full control. You can go in, change the color of the trees that are like along like a strip, like near the road or something. You can change all of that. You can change like the big billboards, like you can change it all. And I thought that was so cool. I didn't really grasp that that was something we were going to be able to do. And I think that'll be so much fun. You can really just make your world the way you want it. You're literally, it's like you're running a city in a way, which I think is really cool. Number 7 is expansion features are coming with the base game. So things that we are used to seeing as expansion packs in The Sims 4 will be in the base for inZOI. I have no idea what their plans are as far as like DLC, expansion packs, all that. I really don't know what they're planning to do. But the fact that there is like a weather system in the base game for inZOI, it does work a little different. I could see them releasing some sort of like seasons pack because you can kind of like turn on rain, turn it off, things like that, right? So I feel like maybe they'll release something in the future, but just the fact that there's a weather system, you know, and there is features with it. Your Zoi's clothes will get wet and stuff like that. And then going into like gameplay stuff, you know, we're getting beaches with the base game, cars with the base game. We still don't even have drivable cars in The Sims 4. And, you know, things like workout equipment is something I've been noticing. There's literally like weight benches, like weight bars, like all these different workout equipments where I'm just like, oh my goodness, you would think that this would come in packs, but no, it's just all coming in the base game. I can't even think. Pets, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Like, we'll see animals. You can actually even place animals in the world. You can like generate them to spawn in an area, which I think is really cool too. The amount of content, I mean, apartments. We're gonna have cities right away. Being able to be like a K-pop idol, I heard. There's just like a million different things I can think of that you're just like, wow, this is with the base game? You know, even things like washing machines, vacuums, all of that. There's just a whole bunch of features that, I mean, I feel like they should be in a base game. And they are. Honestly, I can make a whole video on things that have been packs in The Sims 4 that are coming with the base game in inZOI. If you guys would want something like that, let me know actually. So next one is realistic features, like for example, car accidents, police, going to jail, crime rates, all that stuff. You are going to have to be careful when you are driving. There is way more realistic features that I could go into, but it's just going to actually feel like a life sim. You know, not like a dollhouse simulator. And it really depends like what you prefer. The Sims 4 is more like a dollhouse simulator, I would say. Yeah, there's some bad stuff that can happen, but it's more just like happy and like you know what I mean? Whereas inZOI is very much a true life simulator. Bad things are gonna happen. I believe you can turn these things off though, but you know, like your Zois can get sick, things can spread, all of that, and it's like in a more realistic way. People can get into fights and then, you know, the police will come, they can get arrested, taken to jail. It's just wild. Like, I was so blown away. So number 9 is city stability controls. So you're going to be able to control, like I said, you're in control of the city, which I think is like a pretty cool feature. You could choose to leave it alone, not mess with anything, but if you want to, you can go in, there's different controls. You can basically control the crime rate, make it low, make it high, friendship, love progress. You know, this will kind of, you know, if you want a lot of love happening in your city, you can raise up the love progress and you'll see more Sims like getting together, getting married, all that stuff. So, you know, there's even a family one. So if you want to see more Zois having kids, you know, you can raise that up higher and there'll be more families kind of happening around. I think that's so cool. And then there's things like city sanitation. So yeah, your city can become really gross. And you know, that kind of reminds me of eco lifestyle, but it's very different in my opinion. Like Zois can litter and all of that. And I just, oh my goodness, it's so cool. Fire prevention. So there's a fire prevention panel you can raise up and down. Health level. So, you know, if you were to put the health level really low, you're going to see Zois like getting sick a lot more around the city. And number 10 is filters. So basically in the game, you can change how your game looks. If you want it to be black and white, you can do that. If you're not a fan of the hyper realistic graphics, you can change it to more cartoony. And it kind of gives a more like Sims 4 / Pair Lives feel. Still realistic, but it just like, it tones it down. You know, so you can do that. And I think that's really cool too. You can make the game look how you want it to look. There's some pretty wonky filters that you can do too that maybe would just be cool for like some photos. And kind of a bonus one here, I didn't include it as differences. I'm just kind of throwing it in here. I wanted to do a list of 10 things. So that was my list of 10. But just a little bonus thing at the end here. The photo mode is very different from The Sims 4. Incredibly different. Of course, you can press tab in The Sims 4. You can change the angles, all of that. But that's kind of it. You know, there's not much you can do there. In inZOI, you are going to be able to change anything and everything. You can change the background. You can have your Zoe pose. You can change their expression. You're not going to need custom content or mods for that. It's built in. So that's really, really cool. You can change the lighting, like how the light is hitting your Zoe, all of that stuff. It's amazing. You can really set the tone. If your Zoe is sitting in a car, maybe they're stressed out. You can change their facial expression to look stressed out and you can angle it exactly how you want. It's just very satisfying, the picture taking. I probably could spend all day just taking pictures in this game. So yeah, I just wanted to have that as a little bonus one there. But you guys, what are some differences that you've noticed with inZOI and The Sims 4? Comment them down below. There's definitely way more things I could have written here. So maybe we'll do a part 2. I don't know. But yeah, I have a lot of ideas of things I want to like talk about with inZOI. We still don't have a release date, but you know, exciting things are coming up. I do believe the game will be releasing in early access first as well over on Steam. Of course, we're getting this free demo for the character creation, but I don't know how soon in advance the game will release, like if we're gonna get early access. Like I don't know how long that would go on before the game like fully releases, completely finished. I don't know. We'll have to see. If you guys have an estimated time frame of when you think inZOI is going to release, let me know down below. Honestly, if it was this year, I'd be so freaking happy. Something tells me early 2025, but I don't know. All it says on the Steam page is coming soon, so who knows, but I am so excited for this, you guys. I feel like we needed this. We do need healthy competition for The Sims 4. This doesn't have to be a bad thing. Competition's good. Most games have competition, and with The Sims 4, they don't really got that. I think it will actually help The Sims 4 out a lot. With that, I'm going to wrap this up here. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys!